This guy slept in his car while trying to make it big. Today, he owns a $200 million company. Our story today begins with a young man named James who was barely scraping by. Despite working two jobs, he was still living paycheck to paycheck. Unfortunately, his bad luck didn't stop there. He was then let go from both of his jobs due to the economic downturn. To make things worse, he was also going through a divorce. All of this meant that he had to start from scratch. James found himself sleeping in his old car and washing himself at gas stations. But despite all the difficulties he was facing, he refused to give up. Instead, he came up with a plan. He decided to start his own business. At first, James's business wasn't very successful. He was only making a few $1,000s per month. But he didn't care. He knew that this was just the beginning. He put all of his efforts into his business, and slowly but surely, things started to turn around. His business began to grow rapidly. In fact, it grew so quickly that he soon had to hire employees to help him manage it. By this time, James was no longer the same person who was sleeping in his car and washing himself at gas stations. He was now a successful entrepreneur with a thriving business. But even though his business was successful, James never forgot where he started. He knew that if he could succeed after everything he had been through, then anyone can succeed. This gave him the confidence to take risks and try new things. And this paid off big time. In fact, James's company went public in 2021. This made him a billionaire overnight. Today, James's company is worth over $200 million, and he is one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our generation. So how did James go from sleeping in his car to owning a $200 million company? The answer is simple. He never gave up on himself. Even when things were at their darkest, he never lost hope. And this is what allowed him to succeed. It's easy to give up when things get tough. It's easy to quit when you're tired and exhausted. But it's not easy to push through when no one else believes in you. That's what separates the successful people from the non-successful people. They have the courage to keep going even when they want to quit. James is a prime example of this. He could have easily given up after losing his job, getting divorced, and having to sleep in his car. But he didn't. He could have easily quit when his business wasn't making any money. But he didn't. Instead, he kept going. And this is what eventually led him to success. If you want to be successful in life, then you need to learn from James. You need to have the courage to keep going even when things get tough. You need to have the determination to never give up on yourself. Now, some people might say that James got lucky. After all, not everyone who goes through tough times becomes a billionaire. And that's true. Luck does play a part in success. However, I believe that James was simply in the right place at the right time. He was able to take advantage of the opportunities that were presented to him because he was prepared for them. For example, he was prepared to start his own business because he had the experience of working two jobs. He was able to raise money for his business because he had a great idea. And he was able to take his business public because he had a solid track record. In other words, James was prepared for each step of the way, which is why he was able to succeed. If you want to be successful, then you need to be prepared. You need to be ready to take advantage of the opportunities that come your way. You never know when luck might smile on you. So don't waste your time wondering what might have been. Instead, focus on preparing yourself for the opportunities that are out there. The only way to know if you'll be successful is to try. Don't let your fears hold you back. Take action today and make your dreams a reality. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.